What's up guys, it's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today I want to talk about whether or not you should be buying and selling merch accounts. Let's get started. Now, I do want to revisit why I created this channel in the first place. And why I created it was not to show you how to build a massive merch account and make all this money per month from Amazon. Now, I do put out content on how to help you grow your Amazon account just because you can't save money and invest for the future if you're not making money. So, I do put out content to help you grow your merch account, but the ultimate goal of this channel is to show you how to use this merch income to invest for the future and set yourself up for financial freedom apart from merch, not depending on merch for everything. That's why I do videos where I talk about credit cards, why I talk about why you should be saving and investments. This is because I don't want you guys to depend on merch. I want you to use merch to set yourself up for financial freedom later. And that's the main purpose of this channel. So anyway, in the comments, let me know if you've had any experience buying or selling websites. If you've bought or sold a merch account, if you bought or sold a website before, I would love to hear your experience and just have that perspective moving forward. So anyway, why would you want to buy someone else's merch account? Now, this is something that, I personally have looked into because my objectives right now are creating cash flow. And, a lot of people look to real estate whenever they want to do cash flow. But if you look at the numbers with Merch by Amazon, you can invest almost the same amount of money. Empire Flippers has sites for sale that are making $3,000 a month. Whereas if you were to get a real estate property that was making $300,000 a month, you're likely going to have to put down, $30,000 to $40,000. You're going to have to deal with tenants. You're going to have to maybe have a property manager if you don't want to deal with tenants. You're going to have to go through a lot more of a struggle to get that $3,000 a month. Whereas with Merch by Amazon, you could either build it yourself or consider what I'm considering and take out a loan from the bank to get a maybe $97,000 loan to take out to buy a Merch by Amazon account that's cash flowing $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Now I know that it wouldn't be pure profit, but let's say you take out that, we'll say $97,000 a month. Your note on that for maybe a 5-year loan is probably going to be about $2,000 to $3,000 a month is really not that bad. I mean, you're cash flowing maybe that is not a bad investment for a 5-year loan. And then at the end of that, you have the opportunity to grow that. If as a Merch by Amazon user and uploader, that if you put designs on your merch account, the value of your merch account goes up because as you start selling t-shirts, more money you're bringing in. So you buy an account, it's cash flowing already, you start adding to that account, you now have increased the value of that account and you can sell it for more later. It's almost a buy and hold situation with a real estate property, except now you have a merch account and you're just adding value to it while you're still getting cash flow, and you can sell it for a lot more later. Now, you also have the opportunity, sorry, I did have to look at notes. You also have the opportunity to see what these other people might be doing that you're not doing. If you buy an account, you get to see all of their shirts. Now, guaranteed you don't want to spend $90,000+ looking at an Amazon account just to see their t-shirts. That's not a good idea. But if you did buy these accounts, you could see what niches they're in, what trends they're chasing, and give yourself an idea of, okay, they're in this niche and they've got like 3 shirts doing really well. We can just go all in on this one and then blow out that niche and potentially do what's already working and increase the value of it exponentially, and then turn around and sell it for a profit later. That is why I would consider buying merch accounts. Cash flow, the ability to make it better and resell it, and you get research that comes with it. You get to see what's selling and, things that you might not have looked at for your account already. Now, there are risks. It sounds like a great opportunity, and it is a great opportunity, but there are risks that come with this. If they happen to have, shirts that are a little iffy in the gray area, and then Amazon decides to come down hard, and let's say those shirts are the main portion of this account, you could risk all that income or most of that income going away. Let's say maybe merch just decides to cut your royalties because they are fully within their rights as, the owners of Amazon merch to cut your royalties. So if they cut royalties by 30%, there goes your, some of your income, and potentially you're now upside down on this loan. So my advice would be not to take out this loan unless you can cover you're not depending on the account you bought to cover the payment for the loan. You're able to cover this loan with your own personal income, even if that account flops. So that does get into a bit of a risky situation, and you just have to, cost versus reward. And also, you're going to need a pretty dang good credit score because banks aren't looking for this type of investment. Banks understand that real estate's a great proven way to make money, and they understand that there's cash flow in real estate. But if you go to a bank and say, hey, I need $97,000 for this online account that's bringing in money, most of them aren't going to know what you're talking about. They can understand, yes, there are things online that make money, but most people working in a bank don't understand that there are website properties that make money and people invest in. So you're either going to need to find a personal investor or have a really good credit score and cash flow outside of this account that you're buying to get that loan, unless you just have the cash for it. I mean, if you have the cash for it and you're flush with cash with $97,000, I doubt you should be doing merch. But anyway, good for you if you have that. So make sure to do all of those things, cut royalties, their niches could fade out. So the risk for buying a Amazon account, taking out debt, you could risk that either the trends that they're on just disappear and they're not relevant anymore, the shirts that they have are in a gray area and they could be deleted, and you're going to have a bit of a struggle getting the bank to give you money if you're not someone who has a ballin' credit score already. Now, why would you want to sell your merch account? If you have a merch account that's making, like I do, maybe $500 to $900 a month, it fluctuates. It's been around $500 for this is a low point in the summer. It's just awful. But so you've got this account that's making $500 to $900 a month. You're not really having to do much to it. You could literally take your hands off of it for the rest of the year. Like if I didn't touch my account for the rest of the year, it'd probably do nothing but go up just because I've been constantly putting shirts in. We're getting closer to Q4, and it's a hands-off thing at this point. If I wanted to just let it ride, I could and see what happens. So why would you want to get rid of an asset that is generating income? Well, you have the opportunity to sell it for a much higher price than what it's making monthly right now. So my site's making between $500 and $800 a month, and I could sell that for probably $24,000 next year if I went through Empire Flippers. Now, this could be used for rental property, and I know I've bashed rental properties earlier, but it is a legit long-term investment that is solid. You're putting down $30,000 and you now have a property that's probably, $150,000, because usually whenever you buy a rental property and real estate, you have to put 20% down. So if you have $30,000, you're able to get a $150,000 house, and you could probably afford to have a property manager. And at the end of 15 to 30 years, you're now going to have an asset that's appreciated usually 8 to 10% over those 15 to 30 years. So you've got an asset that's probably worth about $220,000. So that's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal if you wanted to sell your account, get into real estate, and you might take a bit of a pay cut per month, but overall, in the long term, whenever you decide to retire, you're going to have that asset, and it's going to be better financially. Because if you sold that asset and then invested all that money, that'd be a pretty solid, income just out of an annuity or something. We can talk about annuities later. But you could also do like I'm thinking about, which is start a few high quality affiliate websites. These affiliate websites that Authority Hacker talks about, these are the guys that got me started into making money online like 5 or 6 years ago. They helped me build a site that I sold for $4,000 this year, and I fully intend to either sell my site or use the money from my site to make another affiliate website, because the potential for these affiliate websites is 6 figures a year, but there is a high cost per month. You have to hire writers, you have to hire SEO people, you have to hire, well, I say SEO people like link builders and whatnot. You've got to have your registration and domains, the website builders. There's a pretty high upfront cost if you're not willing to just sink hours and hours per day into this thing. And I've got a full-time job, so I don't really have much time outside of my job to sink into this website business anymore, which is why I sold the first one. So if you sold your site, you could potentially have all the upfront cash to invest in a website like this, and then have another asset that's generating a much higher return per month than Amazon Merch, and it can grow a lot faster, and you just have a lot more diversification. Because if you built one of these sites in a niche that's also on Merch by Amazon, you could just advertise your shirts on that website and create a different merch account, and now you have 2 assets that work together. So you could reinvest your money and buy a high quality, or start a high quality affiliate websites. Now you could also just sell your account for whatever reason you want. It's your account, you can do what you want. But I would definitely caution you to think about the long term. Do not, this might sound bad, do not sell your merch account so that you can buy a fancy house. Yes, you're going to get equity in the house. Yes, you might get the house of your dreams, but you're not going to get much of that money back. You're just going to have built this huge asset, and then you're not really going to get much for it. So when you sell your merch account, if you sell your merch account, make sure you do it for the right reasons and you're able to keep that money rolling. It's not just, you didn't make this huge amount of money per month and then now it's just gone forever. You want to sink this money into something so that it's able to grow into something else later on. I know that was a great visual of a graph of how you're supposed to go up, but yeah, anyway. So those are the reasons that I think that you should buy or sell your website. That's what I'm thinking of moving forward, and I would love to hear your comments or suggestions below. I know there are plenty of people who probably have an opinion on this situation, so love to talk about it. And I do these videos in one shot. Have to, you see me glancing at my notes every now and then, but I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. I love doing this for you guys. I can't wait to share and see stories of people who become financially independent through this Merch by Amazon opportunity, and just create a new level of happiness that they're able to achieve through the financial freedom that Merch gives us. And someone's going to do something great every day, guys. Why not you? See ya.